Hello my friends, Bob Lee here. Today's project, I started to make a vase that I wanted to hollow out. You can see I got it turned, but then I had a problem. So I had to cut off the base. After the base got cut off, I finished hollowing it out the best I could by hand. I ended up with a vase that didn't look too bad, and this is what it looked like. Now this was my first attempt at the project, so this is all the further I got. So after my problem, I decided to build a steady rest for the lathe. This is the one with the wheels and everything. But here you see that I've gotten a piece of plywood laid out, drew out some circles with my beam compass, and I decided that I was going to put this all together and see what I could come up with. Okay, what you see here is I cut up 3 rings 16 inches in diameter, and that's on the outer circle here is 16 inches. There's 3 rings made up, and 2 of them are glued together, and one of them is just sectioned so that I can put my slides in here for my wheels. Now this inner circle is 12 inches and cut out with a saber saw. My swing on my lathe is 12 inches. So the biggest I can use in this circle is going to be about 11 inches. But it's more for vases that are going to come out here, because what's going to happen is I'm going to need this tool rest to steady a vase somewhere in this area here like this. The next thing I did was figure out the center lines and how I wanted to mount the ring to the lathe. Okay, the next thing I did was create some mounting blocks with some bolts that will travel up through a metal plate and come up through the bottom of the ring so that I can mount this to the bed of my lathe. And you can see here I've already got one of the bolts in and gluing up the other mount so that I can put it on too. As a side note, you can see I've put wax paper on the bed of my lathe so I don't get any glue on it. The next thing that I wanted to do was to create the arms for the wheels to mount to. These arms will be adjustable and be able to slide in and out against the project so that I can get the wheels to turn on the vase or whatever project that I decide to turn. What I have done in the middle of the arm is to create a channel for a bolt to be able to slide in. And that is the reason for the 3/8 inch blocks at each end to create this little slide. I've got all thread going through the whole base right here and right here to super strength the base coming through here. The block and the circle have been glued together, and then these 2 bolts here and here are what hold it down to the bed of the lathe. And then I have my hardwood made struts for the wheels brackets there and there. And I got stove bolts in the slides so that they will clear the wheels when you back everything off. Now I'm just waiting for my wheels from Amazon, and they're going to mount in this area here. Okay, I got my wheels in from Amazon. Here you can see a couple of shots of how I've got them mounted. Well, thanks for watching. This completes part 1 of my hollowing system that I am building to be able to create vases that won't come off the lathe. So stay tuned, and we'll see you on the next one.